Hi everyone and welcome to episode 6 of the Beta Battle at Man United. Myself versus Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who can get the best out of Man United in the 2019-2020 season. Since the last time you and I were together in the previous episode where we played Tottenham Hotspur and got a 1-1 draw, you can see that we've only played 2 games. We played Southampton and Crystal Palace and we remain a little bit inconsistent. We got a draw against Southampton, disappointing result, but then an okay win against Crystal Palace. And you can see the last month or month and a half has been inconsistent. 3 losses to 3 draws, 4 wins, 5, 6 wins, so it's very inconsistent. And where that has left us currently, if we go and have a look at our competitions page, you can see that we currently sit 5th in the Premier League. We've got a game in hand over a couple of the teams ahead of us, but we also have a little bit of a gap now that we need to bridge today if we've got any chance of really sticking with the bigger boys as they move forward. So the game for today is Leicester City, who you can see in table terms are just below us in 7th place. So they're going to be a difficult opponent, but one that hopefully we can get points from. In terms of other competitions, we qualified quite comfortably for the first knockout stage of the Euro Cup, and we got Borussia Mönchengladbach for the first round knockout stage. That's happening in February. We currently sit at the end of December, so we'll come back to that at a later date. In terms of the English FA Cup, we've been drawn against Preston in the 3rd round, which happens in the next week or so in terms of game time. And unfortunately, we got knocked out by Man City in the Carabao Cup. So that competition has been done. 3 competitions left. Today is Leicester City in the Premier League. If we go and have a look at our team selection for today, you can see that most squad members are fit. We've got a slight knock to James Garner, and we've got Phil Jones, who's still coming back from a few weeks of injury, so he's not quite ready yet. But everybody else is fit and healthy. We've been able to rotate the side. If we go and have a look at our squad page and have a look at the appearances that people have made, you can see right the way down the list, all of our team is getting a reasonable amount of game time, which is really positive. Occasionally I've got that team selection wrong, hence why the likes of Southampton got a draw against us when we weren't quite at the races and played a slightly weaker side. But those the chances that you take really when you play the way that I do, which is just to try and consistently rotate the squad so everybody stays fit right the way through the season. Occasionally you've got to play that second string 11 and hope that they get a result, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But today against Leicester City, a direct rival for us in the Premier League in terms of positioning currently, we're playing our full strength side as much as is possible. So today is De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka at right back, Luke Shaw at left back, Lindelof and Maguire in central defence, Pereira, McTominay, Pogba in central midfield, Lingard on the right, Rashford on the left, Dembele up top, with a bench of Bailly, Dalot, Chowdhury, Cook, Bowen, James and Martial. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. I've challenged them to show me what they can do to keep our run going. That got one player motivated in Paul Pogba. Everybody else listened, which is fine, but hopefully that will sink in and they'll produce a decent performance. So we are away from home, which always makes things slightly trickier. But I think that we are on par with the Leicester City team at the moment in terms of the personnel that we have. I mean, they took Nemanja Matic from us. They've got the likes of Yuri Tielemans, Maddison, Vardy. They've got some very good players, but I would suggest so have we. So hopefully that we'll make it competitive and have a good game. Here's an opportunity for a highlight for Leicester City. They go long to the right-hand side, but Shaw cuts that out and pass it into Pogba. McTominay keeps the ball. Back out left-hand side to Luke Shaw, who's facing his own goal, which is a little bit unfortunate, but manages to get the ball out. Long, hopeful ball. Eventually, Dembele latches onto it, passes it back into Pogba, and our pressure on Leicester City continues. Andrea Pereira goes right to Wan-Bissaka, cuts in again, so we're keeping possession very nicely. Let's hope that we don't get caught out and we can actually get a shot away. Cross comes in, Dembele with a header, and there's the first goal. It was very nice, very good movement of the ball, kept it very nicely, calm possession. Moved it from left to right over the period of play and eventually found an opportunity down that right hand side to cross the ball in. So here's Pogba, decent ball out to Lingard, takes it on his chest, brings the ball down, crosses early, and Dembele cuts in front of his marker on the near post and pokes it home for a 1-0 lead. Very nice. Very happy with that. That's the sort of goal I like to see from our side, keeping the ball well. Here's another opportunity down the right-hand side off a throw-in. So we keep the ball off the throw-in. Wan-Bissaka rises a challenge, cuts the ball in, and Rashford on the right foot on the half volley, right on the far post into the near post, as it were, in terms of where the ball originally came from. And we take a 2-0 lead. Nice movement here from Wan-Bissaka. You can see the ball goes in and he gets it straight back again, and then rises a tackle very nicely, and then spots Rashford on that far side, and Rashford on the half volley powers it right-footed into that far corner, and that's a lovely goal again from Marcus Rashford, who's performing very nicely for us, as quite a lot of our team are. So Leicester City build up from the back. Can we put the pressure on them and make them make a mistake? There's a long ball out wide right for them. Luke Shaw goes with the runner, doesn't quite get an opportunity to get the ball, but the ball goes over the end line and we get a goal kick. So a bit disappointing from Leicester's point of view, but good defensive cover from Luke Shaw there down our left-hand side. And that looks like we're going to be going into half-time with a 2-0 lead. Couple of bookings, which is a bit disappointing. You can see in terms of match stats, we've had a bit more of the possession. We've had a few more attempts at goal than they have, which is positive. But as I say, Wan-Bissaka and McTominay both booked in that first half, something that we may need to look out for in the second half. In terms of player ratings, everybody's doing okay. Obviously, McTominay's a little below par, which is disappointing. In terms of match fitness and sharpness, etc., I think everybody's doing absolutely fine at the moment. So we're going to do as Mike Phelan says, let the boys go out there with clear minds. We don't need to address anything at stage, so I will just end the team talk, not say anything, and send them back out again. But we do need to look out for those yellow cards. So those two players might come off later in the game just to protect them a little bit and make sure that we finish the game with 11 men if possible. So again, an opportunity for us in midfield to keep the ball, nicely put over the top by Pereira for Rashford, but a very good defensive block. Rashford picks up the loose ball though, goes back to Luke Shaw into Pogba, but the highlight ends. Nice ball over the top by Pereira. Rashford latches on, but a very, very good saving challenge from the defence of Leicester. So we're reaching 63 minutes and it's gone a little bit quiet in terms of game highlights, hasn't it? So we're going to think about making a substitution in a minute after this highlight. Andrea Pereira with the free kick, but it was a little bit too straight on to the goal and he puts it over the top, but the goalkeeper comes out very comfortably and takes it. But then they mess up the clearance and Pereira picks up the loose ball, passes it straight into Dembele. Their defence and goalkeeper weren't set and he powers the ball home for a very easy goal, really. You can see Schmeichel here, I don't quite know what he was trying to do, but he throws it over the top of a player, header on from Soyuncu, but Andrea Pereira nips in, grabs the ball, passes into Dembele, and he powers it home into the bottom corner, and the goalkeeper stood no chance. So we will take that. A very nice opportunity for us to fill our boots a little bit in terms of goals on a day where Leicester City seem very below par. We are going to take those 2 yellow cards off, so Dalot replaces Wan-Bissaka and Chowdhury replaces McTominay. I've got one more substitution I can make. We've got what can we do? Let's make an offensive substitution as well, just to keep everybody on their toes. I think we're going to change Lingard for Bowen and bring him on. And let him play the last 20 minutes or so. And as I say, keep fresh legs everywhere on the pitch if possible, and challenge the team to continue to move forward and see if we can get more goals, which would be really good. And hopefully not concede, although here come Leicester City down their left-hand side. Cross comes in, but we'll half clear it back to Leicester on the edge of the box. Powerful shot. Very, very good shot from the wide right of the penalty area by Justin for Leicester. And although a very disappointing goal to concede, you've got to admire the quality on the shot. Half clearance there, Tielemans into Justin, who cuts into the box, has plenty of space, nobody challenges him, and he powers it past De Gea for a 3-1 lead. Let's hope that that's the end of their mini comeback and they don't cause us any more problems, but here we go again with Maddison on their free kick, far post, and they squeeze another one in, and we're down to 3-2 for a lead. And Leicester have decided to wake up all of a sudden. That's a bit worrying. We've got 5 minutes left. Maddison, good free kick taker, but fortunately for us, there's an offside. I hadn't seen that on the original play itself, but we will happily take it. Here they come down the right-hand side, but we cut that pass out. Again, they pick up the loose ball, though. But again, we put a challenge in, and there's Bowen in plenty of space. Nicely found. One-on-one. Hits the post, comes back out. And the Leicester City defenders clear it partially to Rashford down our left-hand side. And Pogba back to Luke Shaw and the highlight ends. Lovely ball over the from the wide left into Bowen, and he hit the post on that occasion. There's another opportunity for Leicester, but they put it over the top. I think it was Nemanja Matic trying to come back to hurt us, but it didn't quite work out for him on that particular occasion. There's the final whistle, and we end the game 3-1 winners against a direct rival in the Premier League, which is very good. So let's go into the team talk and tell them I'm very pleased with the way that you played and the result. So that gets them all very, very happy. Chowdhury gets one over on his previous club. Wan-Bissaka picked up a bit of a knock, but only out for a couple of days, so that's not too bad. Dembele on form, which is always positive. And PSG continued to keep an eye on Paul Pogba. Well, I don't mind as long as I can get through January with him. I won't be here next season, so they can look at him all they like. Let's see if we can get through January with all of our squad intact, and then I think the second half of the season is looking pretty good. We've got 15 million in the bank. We've got £275,000 per week in terms of wage left to use if we want to. So I could make a signing if I wanted to. I might think about that over the next couple of games as we progress into January. What we've got coming up is we've got Sheffield United in the league, then we've got Preston in the FA Cup, then we've got Arsenal, Villa and Brighton in the league. So if we go and look at the wider context of where we're going in the next few games and figure out where we're going to come back, I think I will play through January myself, do any transfer dealings, etc. And then we'll come back and play the West Ham game at the beginning of February, and then I can fill you in on exactly what happened through that period of time whilst I'm doing some transfer wheeling and dealing. Maybe. We'll see. Hopefully all of our squad stays and we can reshape it in maybe one way if I decide that there's quality there to be had. But that's for next episode. For this one, that's all I've got for you. So thank you for joining me. If you're enjoying the series, why not subscribe to the channel? It helps you keep up to date with the videos. If you like this particular episode, why not chuck a like on it for me? It helps me get seen by other people. I'm not quite getting enough likes on my videos, so it's important to me to grow the channel, and that's the best way to do it. So if you could help me out with that, that would be great. If you're playing Football Manager yourself, I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know how you're getting on your save in the comments below. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I will see you soon, and bye for now.